Good morning. Good Sunday morning. The final regular season Sunday of NFL football that we'll have for the remainder of the year, which is weird because it's the beginning of the year. It's January 4th. Happy New Year. Hope everyone's New Year's Eve went well. Anyway, welcome to the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland Browns and NFL pregame show brought to you by LPV Productions. I'm your host. I'm Chad Bryan. With me, as always, are my buddies, Ryan Mosser and TK Dandridge. Ryan and TK, man, it's the last Sunday of the regular season in the NFL. It's a little sad, a little bittersweet because we'll have some playoff shows coming up over the next few weeks. But, I mean, this is our last Browns pregame show because, you know how the Browns in the hunt, the playoff situation goes. They're not there. Anyway, man, how are you guys doing this morning? You guys doing all right?
Doing good, man. Ready to talk Browns football one last time. Thank God.
Yeah. Thank God for a while. Well, there's always draft talk here. We always have the draft. Yeah. I mean, we always have the draft. There's always April. That's pretty much the Browns Super Bowl these days, right?
My Super Bowl.
Hey, I'll take it. I like the draft, though. It's fun for the last, 26 years to see, which quarterback is finally going to be the face of this franchise and take us to, I don't want to say the promised land, but 9 wins would be great. You know what I mean? Like just finishing over 500.
Because back to the top of the draft because we picked the wrong guy.
Yeah, well, that's always a possibility with Andrew Berry. Hey, don't be surprised when Philip Rivers is the head coach here next year. Just you heard it here first. You guys saw that tweet this morning, right? That he may actually get an interview as an NFL head coach, right?
Yeah. I mean, Condoleezza Rice got an interview for general manager too, so whatever.
What team was that with again?
I think it was the Browns, friend.
That's right. That's right. It was with the Browns. So listen, don't be surprised when Philip Rivers comes out of I don't know, February as the main candidate for this Browns head coaching job.
Granted, I understand Father Time may be undefeated, but he's really doing the world a disservice for not returning for another season with the Colts. They're going to need him next year.
Hey, I mean, they're going to have to do something. Daniel Jones is going to come out week 1 ready to play. I know that. Anyway, like I said, we are Chad Bryan. We're Ryan Mosser. We are TK Dandridge. We are Legion. No, we're not Legion. That doesn't make any sense. Well, guys, listen, it's the season finale. Finally. It feels like it's been a really, really long season. I mean, 4-12 seasons aren't short. They're not a lot of fun. But this one feels like it's been, I don't know, it's been a long, twisting, winding saga of, poop, really. I mean, it's just not been a good season. I guess it's apropos we're named the Browns. You got the dude wipes. College. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're not in college. I got the dude wipes, unis, the all brown. Which ironically, I think the Browns were they undefeated? No, they were 2-1 in the dude wipes, weren't they? They lost that game to the Titans. That's too bad. Well, whatever. Flush that. I don't know. I mean, how do we feel? I mean, we've got some things to talk about today, right? But are you just kind of like, I don't know, is it just sort of like the season is mercifully ending? Do you want to see the Browns end this thing with a win today? I mean, does it mean anything? Would you rather just have a little bit of extra draft oomph? I mean, just go ahead and take your lumps and walk out of here 4-13. You saw Carson Swessinger is not active today, right? He's on the IR. I kind of figured that would happen after he, did whatever he did to his quad. I didn't hear if it was just a quad strain, or I didn't hear what the final word was on that. But he was obviously, his mobility was pretty limited on the field. And he's a tough guy. I'm sure if there was some kind of playoff situation on the line, he'd be out there today. I actually have no doubt in that. But what's the point, right? I mean, sit him down, let him rest. Just, I don't know, take this team out back and, do what you do with teams that are 4-12 right now. Right? I mean, is that where we are? Is that where you guys are? That's where I am, kind of.
Yeah, man, I'm ready. I'm just ready to be done. It's been a long, argumentative season, with quarterbacks and, not much to show for. I mean, with head coach, with front office, general manager, everything's just been incompetent, mismanaged. I'm just ready for next season. So,
yeah. TK, you feel the same way?
Yeah, I'm over it, boss. Like I said a couple weeks ago, if we beat the Steelers, I will be just good and fine. We did exactly that. There's absolutely no reason to win this game. We've already dropped from the 3rd overall pick all the way down to the 7th. I do not think that's the area that we want to be in. I think we wanted to hover around the top 5 somewhere. Not necessarily a terrible pick, but at the same time, not the pick you want if you want to spearhead this rebuild a little bit faster. So, yeah, lose this damn game and end this season. We really don't give a damn.
Yeah, a lot of guys sure are going to be happy to leave for vacation tomorrow from the team. Not that I'm sure they get along just fine. It's just sometimes, man, you just want to get this off of you. Like if they finish 4-13, well, I mean, not that 5-12 is so much better, but I mean, you know, when you're in the basement of the division like this, and again, no playoff hopes, nothing to play for last week of the season. I would think as professional athletes, other than just pride and ego, you know, I mean, maybe some part of them wants to beat the Bengals. It's the Battle of Ohio. We'll get to that in a minute. But, I mean, don't you think some of these guys are just ready to go now? I mean, it's human nature. I wouldn't blame them. I mean, nobody's, you know, going to say, like, hey, why wasn't your head in the game out there in the 3rd quarter with, you know, 9 – I mean, 4-12. I don't know. It's like, I don't want to say who cares, but who cares?
Who cares? Yeah, who cares?
I said
the
it.
Only thing anybody needs to cheer for today is that sack record. Everything else, we need to lose. We don't. Who cares? Like the season's over. Let's get a better draft pick, like TK said. The only thing we care about is the sack record. That's it. So
yeah. Well, hey, it's funny you brought that up because that's one of the things that we have to watch. It's Myles Garrett sack watch 2025. No, it's moved on to 2026. We've gone on to a new calendar year now with the Myles Garrett sack watch. His one final chance. He's not chasing an elderly man today. It's going to be Joe Burrow. But it is old turf toe Burrow. So there is a chance that, you know, maybe he gets locked up in the pocket. Myles Garrett gets to him. I don't know. I mean, the Browns have started. It's the whole Jim Schwartz, you know, the wide, whatever. Myles Garrett's barely even in bounds sometimes when he lines up, you know, on the edge. That's fine. Whatever. We can go sideline to sideline with the defense too, I guess, with the defensive line, right? I don't know. What's your feeling? I mean, we keep saying he's going to get it every week. You think he's going to get this thing today? Is he finally going to break this record today? Ryan, what do you think?
I mean, I think he is. I mean, as we all know, Myles is heading into week 18 with 22 sacks, and the entire NFL knows exactly what's on the line this game specifically. He needs half a sack to tie the single season record held by Michael Strahan and TJ Watt, and then one sack, guys. One sack to break it outright. You know, he gets the final matchup against the Bengals, a team with, you know, one of the bottom 4 offensive lines in the NFL, a unit that struggled all season to keep Joe Burrow and Joe Flacco upright. What makes this matchup even juicier is that, you know, Joe Burrow himself has addressed the record chase. You know, he said he's not playing to, quote, protect the record. You know, a game where he said he's not going to go out of his way to stop Garrett from getting the record, which sounded like a slight to me at Aaron Rodgers, who clearly lost the game in efforts to prevent, you know, the record from happening against him. I tweeted out and said that I think Aaron Rodgers would rather die than have Myles Garrett break that record against him, which is completely different from, you know, his mentor, I guess you would say, or, you know, and Brett Favre, who basically just laid down for Michael Strahan for him to get the record. You know, but Joe Burrow even acknowledged that, you know, Garrett has, you know, got him a lot over the years. So, you know, alluding to that, he's probably going to get him this game as well. You know, the Bengals, like I said, they're not expected to pull off the Brett Favre, Michael Strahan situation. You know, Burrow made that clear. He's not going to lay down, but he's also not going to run around like his hair is on fire just to avoid, you know, being part of history. You know, and that's exactly what I think makes this matchup really compelling. You know, Garrett is going to have real opportunities. The Bengals offensive line has clearly been leaky all season. Burrow tends to hold the ball longer than most quarterbacks, and the Browns defense knows the assignment. The assignment is to get that dude that sack. You know, this isn't just a sack watch. This is a legacy moment. Myles Garrett has been close, very close, several times, even last week. You know, and he's been dominant all year, and now he gets, you know, the chance to rewrite the record book in a rivalry game on the road in the final week of the season. You know, new year, new Myles, you talked about maybe, but it's going to be the same old nightmare for Joe Burrow in this offensive line today. So,
yeah, hey, who knows? May see Joe Flacco out there today. Which, by the way,
maybe. Yeah.
I think it's hilarious that he has ended up being on the home team for each of these games for the Battle of Ohio. That's kind of
funny.
So
funny, yeah.
It's so weird. What a weird bookend of, you know, it's what a weird season for him.
So weird.
Weird season for us too. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, TK, I don't know. You can hear all of our Steelers fans, right? Well, but actually, TJ Watt had 32% less pass rush snaps than Myles.
Yeah, right.
Shut up. I don't care, right? Do you care?
Yeah, nerd.
I kind of care, but do you care? Nerds.
Me personally, I really don't care, but at the same time, that is a very interesting stat to bring up when comparing seasons, because of course Steelers fans are always going to find some sort of reason to slight Miles Garrett, and I understand that he didn't do it in the 16-game window that he was supposed to do it in. Granted, I do think the half sack that they gave him against the Bills was pretty cheesy. I'll just say it. It was pretty cheesy. That sack should have belonged to Mason Graham. Anyway, it's just I think when you do it in 100 plus fewer snaps, it's definitely more impressive than what Mr. Watt was able to do. Granted, I still believe that he was robbed during his record-setting season. I definitely thought he should have had 23 and a half sacks to finish that year, that final game with Baltimore, where they actually had the nerve to take a sack away from them. I thought that was a pretty low move by the league. But regardless, I think they're going to put their asterisks by it, whether they want to or not. I really don't think it's going to matter. He still did it within the regular season. It's still going to count. Granted, when they bring up that pass or snap statistic, it's only going to make it look that much more unimportant that he didn't do it in that 16-game window. Just the fact that he did it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, nerds. I mean, Steelers fans. Yeah, I mean, we're willing to give you a little bit of leeway here and there. That's my man TK. You heard it. I can hear him now. Less pass. With the Chipotle burrito in his hand. TJ Watt had a shoe untied on one side. Whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that today. Obviously, that's a huge record. I don't know. Is Myles Garrett, just while we're talking about Myles Garrett, is he a shoe-in for Defensive Player of the Year, or does that kind of get overlooked when you play for a possibly 4-13 team? I mean, is there anybody better on defense than Myles Garrett this season?
He's clearly the front runner. I mean, you're close to the sack record. I think you're going to break it. I mean, you can't snub a dude who has over 22 sacks in a season to break that record, regardless of what team he plays for. He's the best player in the NFL, best player on defense for sure. He deserves that award this year, in my opinion.
That's fair. TK, you feel the same way?
Yeah, I do think that Miles is definitely going to be the front runner for this award. I mean, obviously, breaking a record as illustrious as the sack record is definitely going to be in his favor. Obviously, there are guys that have been showing out on the defensive side of the ball as well that aren't just pass rush specialists or what have you. But I do think that Miles is going to have the upper hand, and he very well may win this thing. It may be unanimous.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's clearly a game changer. I don't think that requires any argument or lobbying. I mean, he's a nightmare. I mean, you've heard head coaches and defensive coordinators openly talk about how much of a nightmare it is to prepare for this guy, and it's crazy that he's still doing it. I mean, there's no real trick to his game, right? I mean, it's not like we don't know how he's doing it. You just can't be stopped. He's just so physically imposing and fast and large and strong. And, it's pretty amazing to see what he does. But,
yeah,
I don't know. Like I said, we'll keep an eye on that today. Other than that, I mean, what else is there to watch? I mean, it's the battle of it's got to be like there's playoff implications on the line, something, right? No, there's nothing. It's just the battle of I would love to say OHIO, but for a lot of different reasons over the past few days, I'm going to say OH. No, I mean, first of all, we'll switch gears real quick because it was a little painful to watch the Hurricanes take down our Buckeyes in the college football playoff. That was tough. But, I mean, hey, no excuses. Miami was really tough, man. That defensive line was absolutely legitimate. I see a lot of people disparaging the O-line, but they were a handful, man. Miami looked really tough, but whatever. We'll move on. That's another topic for another show and another day. We can talk about that another time. Yeah, it's just really like disappointing to see this regular season come to an end. And like, here's this Browns Bengals matchup, which would be so much fun if these teams weren't 4-12 and 6-10 and completely knocked out of the playoffs. I mean, could you imagine if they both came in at like 11-5 today or 12-4? And there was
I can't imagine that.
No, it's tough to imagine. I have a pretty good imagination, man, but yeah, that's far-fetched. That's definitely science fiction. I don't know. I mean, is there pride on the line for you? You TK, you've openly said you kind of hope they lose, right? I mean, draft status is more important than proving that you're the best team in week 18 in Ohio, I guess, or 19, whatever week we're in. What week is it? Week 18? Whatever. Doesn't matter. I mean, Ryan, I don't know. How do you feel? Do you feel good if the Browns win this thing? Do you feel kind of about the draft stat? I mean, how do you feel if I don't know. Do you care if they win today? I don't think we care, do we?
I mean, I want the Browns to lose. Absolutely. I do care about draft status. Obviously, I want Shedeur to look good. I want Miles to get the sack record. I want Kevin Stefanski to get fired. I want Andrew Bear to get fired. I don't think he is, which is egregious, but nonetheless, whatever. I mean, but you said this battle is no, not Ohio. This matchup should feel like a classic AFC North showdown, like you said. Paul Brown's legacy, two franchises tied together by history. The so-called Battle of Ohio, as we talked about. But this year, you're right. I mean, it's more like the Battle of no. It's both teams have been so bad in the state of Ohio. The state of Ohio might file a complaint with the league office. I mean, it's really awful. The funny part is, it's a game with real historical roots, and it's been reduced to, the let's see if Miles can get home one more time game, which is, I mean, obviously great, but this could mean so much more. I mean, Paul Brown founded the Browns, got pushed out, then created the Bengals out of spite. His family still runs the team today. This matchup could, feel like a state holiday, and instead it feels like a chore. As I said, people are watching this game for one reason: Myles Garrett. So the Battle of no is less about Ohio pride and more about who can get to the offseason faster. But if Myles Garrett rewrites the records in Cincinnati, settling maybe this meaningless game becomes more of a historic one. That's honestly probably the most we can hope for today. So.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. You hate to say that, but it's true. I mean, there's just nothing. We thought we sent some really bad football overseas. I don't know, man. There's some really bad football right here locally in the state. The professional football, and listen, we'll get to it right now. I was going to say we'll get to it later, but let's just talk about it right now because I think it's time for another Who Would You Rather Be? Listen, the Browns are in this situation where – I don't know. We don't know if we have our quarterback. We have no idea. The Bengals are over there with a quarterback who's been to the Super Bowl, right? He's an AFC Championship guy, won the AFC Championship game, but we don't know if he's having fun anymore. We don't know if he's going to keep playing. We have no idea. He's given his offensive linemen swords and fossils and stuff. He's starting to get a little John Wick on me. He's turning a little weird. I don't know what's going on with Joe Burrow. Listen, don't mess with his dog. I don't know. That might be the final. Don't mess with his dog. But I don't know. I mean, who would you rather be? I mean, would you rather be the Bengals right now? Looking at their situation, they have zero defense, nothing on defense. I mean, absolutely can't stop anybody. Or would you rather be the Browns who can't put the ball in the end zone? I mean, which side would you rather build on, defense or offense? The Bengals don't really seem to even care to try to build on defense. They'll openly let anybody go. Don't care. The Browns don't seem to really want to do anything at the wide receiver position. The Bengals have that covered. They couldn't be these teams could not be two more polar opposites right now, really. I don't know. I'll start with you, TK. Bengals or Browns, man. I'm not asking you to like switch your allegiances or anything, but if you're a Bengals fan right now, if you're a Browns fan, are you happier one way or the other? I don't know. Does it make sense? See what I'm saying?
If we're going to be completely real about things, it's obviously better to be a Bengals fan at this point in time. Granted, you guys are in absolute cap hell, and there's nothing you can do to fix that defense. You at least have one of the three great quarterbacks in the NFL in Joseph Lee Burrow, and you have unquestionably the best wide receiver tandem in the NFL in T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. So, there are a lot of things to be happy about as a Bengals fan. Granted, I don't think the Browns situation is as bleak as it may look to some. Some may say that Shedeur Sanders may not have what it takes to be a starting quarterback. The thing for me that is most important is that he is getting these important in-game reps against good teams, and he has time to learn from the mistakes that he has made. Has he played winning football this entire time that he has been a starter? Hell no, he has not. He has thrown some of the stupidest damn interceptions that I have ever seen in my life. The back foot throw to Jerry Jeudy over on the left sideline, which couldn't have been picked off by Kyle Duggar any easier, was easily a fireable offense. If I didn't like that kid at all, I'd have cut his ass right there. Don't you ever do anything that damn stupid, regardless of how pointless that game may have been. That was the dumbest shit I had seen all week, and I was very displeased with that. And I'm sure he was too. His father didn't look that happy either after he threw that ball. That was completely idiotic. But these are what these in-game reps are for. You learn from all that dumb crap that you were doing in the games before, and you don't bring it to the circle next year. You eliminate all that crap. You spend the entire offseason eliminating this thing. This is exactly why I want to keep this kid in the fold. You can't forget about Dylan Gabriel as well. He is also a rookie. He also needs a chance to compete. And also that freaky bastard that we cannot seem to get rid of because we still owe this man a surplus of $150 million damn dollars, also needs a chance to compete. Now, with all that being said, you see why I chose the thing. So, that's pretty much the easy answer there. But in the same instance, and listen, only have to deal with 4 for another year. Hopefully we can get him off of the books. Maybe he'll find a home somewhere else, but we can finally get him off the books after next season so we don't have to keep crying and complaining and looking like clowns when we talk about this every single time we bring it up. But, for the short term right now, it's much better to be a Bengals fan. If we see guys
yeah, worst trade and worst contract in NFL history. I don't think there's any
sports history.
So, okay, fair. That's fair. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Ryan, just outside looking in, if you're completely, just take your Browns fandom out of this, take your whole life of being a Browns fan out of this. If you had to pick, would you rather be a Browns fan or a Bengals fan? If you came to the country and someone said, "Here's football, you have to pick one of these orange teams to root for," which one would you pick right now?
I mean, TK's right. I mean, on paper, you think the Bengals, they're the easy pick. They've got Joe Burrow, a former conference champion, face of a franchise quarterback, one of the best pure passers in the league when he's healthy. But that's the catch, when he's healthy. The guy's taken so many hits behind that offensive line that he's openly talking about whether he's still having fun playing football. That's not nothing. When your franchise QB is dropping hints about being burnout and has concerns about his long-term health, that's a red flag. The size of Paycor Stadium. Not to mention the state of their awful defense, and that offensive line is not ever getting better. It's insane. And even guys who they draft on defense, Shamar Stewart sucks. He's garbage. He held out the entire preseason and then finally got his first sack last week. And then there's the Browns, the team that once again enters the offseason with the same questions that they've had for 25 years. Do we have our quarterback? Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, definitely not Dylan Gabriel, but maybe Shedeur Sanders. Someone not on the roster yet. Also, maybe, I'm not sure. The Browns are basically a magic 8-ball at this point. Shake it, and the answer is always ask again later. Because we have no freaking idea, man. And that's before we even get to the offense around them. The offensive line is the worst in the NFL and is about to lose 3 starters to free agency. The wide receiver room is a collection of wide receiver 3s pretending to be wide receiver 1s. It's a total mess, a full-on structural foundational mess. So who would I rather be? The Bengals with the star quarterback who might be one more injury away from calling it quits. At the in a bottom defense to boot, or the Browns who don't even know who the quarterback is and whose offense looks like it's assembled by drawing names out of a hat. I don't know, man. I guess the Bengals. There's not really a great answer. Both teams are staring at uncertainty, but the Browns version of certainty feels a whole lot more chaotic. So I guess definitely the Bengals.
Yeah, I think I would ride with the Bengals simply because I think Joe Burrow was great in Home Alone. I think I love that movie. That's one of my favorite movies. So I think I'm just gonna roll with the Bengals. I don't know. Neither situation's very good. It's whatever. He takes more hits behind that offensive line than
awful, man.
Did from the Wet Bandits. But yeah, I don't know. It's a rough situation, man. Either way. The Bengals are completely adverse to any kind of defense. Like I said, the Browns seem to be adverse to any kind of wide receiver. I mean, this is going back to the Ray Farmer days. they don't want wide receivers. Apparently, they don't believe that you win. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, it's fun. Listen, let's take a quick break. We come back. We're gonna while we're gone. Ryan, grab the snacks. TK, you gotta take the convertible. I know it's a little cold outside today, but take the convertible down to the gas station for me. You gotta gas this thing up because when we come back, you know what time it is, right? We gotta take a road trip around the NFL. But we're also gonna get we'll talk about the possible end of an era here in Cleveland. We gotta talk about it. This could be the end for Kevin Stefanski. We could be hopefully here. I see you, Ryan. Hopefully tomorrow we'll hear and now we hear that maybe there could be a trade of Kevin Stefanski. Is that possible? We'll get Double A's take in a little bit when we come back. First, we will go around the NFL when we come back from the break, and then we'll talk about the Kevin Stefanski, Andrew Berry situation. We'll get Double A's take with a little bit of a surprise, a little bit of a twist for Week 18. There we got a little bit of a twist on Double A's take this week, and then we'll take a quick peek ahead at the draft before we get into what it's going to take to win this game today for these two awful orange teams. Do the Broncos need fans? What thing? Listen, we'll be right back on the Inside Edge Network. Give us 2 minutes. As soon as I find out what I'm doing, we will be right back. Like I said, about 120 seconds. Hey guys, we're back on the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland Browns and NFL pregame show. As always, we're brought to you by LPV Productions. So just want to say thank you to the good folks at LPV Productions for, again, giving us this platform and letting us come to you guys. And thank you for watching. We appreciate you guys being here every Sunday with us. Even though our football team's not that great, we appreciate you guys tuning in and watching this show because we enjoyed this. I mean, this is fun for us. It'd be a lot more fun if the Browns were coming in 12-4, but we love doing this, and this is a lot of fun. It's a little bit of a bittersweet Sunday, guys. This is the last regular season that we'll have a chance to do this. It's the last Browns game, but we will be coming at you guys for the playoffs. We'll probably do Sunday morning still around the same time. We can talk about what happened on Saturday in the playoffs. We got the wild card round coming up, in a week or so, and we'll still be with you through the playoffs, and maybe we'll try to do something for the are we allowed to call it the Super Bowl? Can we say that? Are we allowed to say the Super Bowl? I just said it. Said it twice. Super Bowl. That's 3 times. We'll find out what happens. But yeah, we will be with you for that. But for now, TK, you got gas? The gas card worked okay?
TK, you got gas?
TK, you got gas? Let us know, TK, if you got gas. Oh my. Okay.
Oh
Well,
God.
you got gas. Okay, that's fine. That's too bad that. All right. Well, there's the dude wipe sheet is coming back. But anyway, it's time to go for a road trip around the NFL. So please join us in the Inside Edge Network convertible as we take off. Take on a little trip around the NFL. Jump in the car with us. Where do you guys want to start? What do we want to talk about? Well, let's talk about the games that happened yesterday, first of all. We got Carolina, Tampa Bay. That was a weird game. Tampa Bay won 16-14, beat the Panthers. Sorry, TK. Do we play taps? What do we do? They're not done yet. They're not done yet because they're still a little bit alive, right? There's a chance. You're telling me there's a chance. We playoff scenarios. Playoffs. Listen, we have playoff scenarios. They're just not for the Browns or Bengals. I'm sorry, Browns and Bengals fans. They're not for you. The Buccaneers won that game. They can clinch today with a Falcons
Win.
Win.
Thought it was win and Panthers a loss. Maybe I'm wrong.
Let's find out really quick. I'm gonna go. I can't remember.
It's one or the other.
Yes, Tampa Bay clinches. If the Falcons lose or win. Yes, and if the Panthers win, I'm sorry, if the Falcons win, the Panthers are in. So there you go.
There it is. Okay.
There it is. I know what I'm talking about. It's fine.
I don't. That's my bad.
I'm trying to drive. You know what I mean? I'm trying to drive the Inside Network convertible. Don't ask me to do things. All right. That's distracted driving, and that's not cool. Also, Seattle beat San Francisco in a weird game. I don't know. That was weird. Seahawks won 13-3. There was a lot of talk about I don't remember the guy's name from the 49ers. He said he was going to shut Jackson Smith and Jigba down. I guess Smith and Jigba only had 84 yards receiving, so that's sort of like shutting him down. Not bad. Good effort, young man. But yeah, the Seahawks still won 13-3. So there's that. But let's start with our matchups for today. I'm going to start with let's start with Saints Falcons because playoff implications, right? Not directly for these teams, but for other teams. So I don't know. Maybe you like playing spoiler if you're a Saints guy or a Falcons guy, whatever. New Orleans at Atlanta. Atlanta is a 3.5-point favorite at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. That's a 1:00 kickoff on Fox. TK, I'm going to start with you. Saints Falcons. What do you think?
Granted, I may sound like a homer on this one, but I definitely see the Falcons winning this game. They are probably the best team when it comes to playing in pointless-ass games that mean absolutely nothing to no one, but especially not themselves. But I do think since they are at home, this is their final game of the year, they have heated up quite a bit. I do love what Bijan Robinson has been able to do. I love that Kyle Pitts is finally having his breakout season. Granted, in year 5, he looks excellent this year. You might add another touchdown to that column. It's funny how he gets one more touchdown per year. That's really strange, and I really hope that stops soon. Like, we need a double-digit touchdown season from you, son. Something spectacular. But yeah, go ahead and give me the Falcons in this one. Like I said, they are the best at playing pointless games. Saints have gotten pretty good at it too, but the Saints have the draft to worry about. They are starting to slip in draft order and they need to stay in the top 10.
Yeah, it makes me jealous about organizations who will probably do something with those top 10 picks. Whatever. Ryan, Saints Falcons, what do you think?
Yeah, this whole Panthers Buccaneers situation with all riding on the Falcons is just fascinating to me. That's what makes this time of year fun, and it comes down to the very last game, and it's out of both of their hands. It's totally on the Falcons. That's so much fun. I actually like the Saints team a lot. I mean, Tyler Shuck looks, like a decent rookie running back, probably the best one out there, or quarterback, out there that I've seen this season. Their running back situation is really, really rough, though. Andre Esme, Evan Hall, they're going to be sharing. Chris Olave is also out with an illness. He's not going to play, so that's the big hit for the Saints. I just don't think that they're going to be able to keep up with the Falcons. Bijan Robinson is an absolute animal, and he's going against the Saints' 23rd best rush defense in the NFL, allowing 125.1 rushing yards a game and 12 touchdowns. So Bijan's going to have a game today. I really believe that. I think that's what's going to be the separator here. Give me the Falcons, and not really a close one.
Yeah, I feel like the Falcons are going to win. I what's funny is I just picture like both these head coaches, like the Buccaneers and Panthers, right? Like calling Raheem Morris, like, "Hey, how'd practice go this week?" You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
How we looking? How we looking? How's the defense feeling? Special teams. Everybody looking okay? Like it's just funny. Like you know what I mean? You're right. It's weird to have it like completely out of your hands. Like okay, I mean the Buccaneers took care of their business. Like best they could have done was win the game, right? Panthers lost, but they're still in it. I mean they're still hanging on, and it's just that you got to watch the Falcons. Whatever the Falcons do, it hangs in the balance, and it's just funny that is kind of weird. But yeah, give me the Falcons. I think Atlanta wins this game. Oh, let's go to Minnesota. How about Green Bay at Minnesota? A lot of divisional matchups that I wish meant more. Green Bay at Minnesota. Minnesota's a 12.5-point favorite in this one. Am I looking at that right? That's wild. Wow. Okay. Yeah, Ryan. What do you think? Packers, Vikings. Sorry, that threw me off.
No, you're good. Yeah. I mean, Packers really don't have a lot to play for right now. They've already clinched the 7th seed in the NFC. They're already in the playoffs. They have a good offense, 10th best offense, 11th best defense. Jordan Love's clear from concussion but won't play today. Malik Willis is also questionable. So it looks like Clayton Tune might get the start if Willis doesn't play. Sorry, my kids are jumping upstairs. And Josh Jacobs is going to play, and we'll see what happens with this receiving core. We never know who's going to be the top guy. The Vikings are eliminated from the playoffs. Their offense is atrocious. JJ McCarthy looks so bad. And the only thing keeping them together right now is their defense. They do have a really good defense. They're 8-8, but so I don't know. I mean, the Vikings suck, and I'm not sure who's going to play. If it's Clayton Tune playing, I don't think it's going to be a very great game in general. If Malik Willis plays, I think he's going to be playing for a contract. He looks really, really bright, especially the limited snaps he's getting when Jordan Love's been out. Give me the Packers here just for the narrative. I think the Packers just have an overall better team, probably in a close one.
Okay, fair enough. TK, what do you think, man? Packers, Vikings.
This is another toss-up. I think both quarterback situations are underwhelming, I would say, especially with both of them being injured. J.J. McCarthy obviously coming back from another injury. He's been banged up a lot this year. Malik Willis obviously with a shoulder injury, and Clayton Tune possibly being addressed in there. I'm going to go ahead and take the Vikings at home in this one. I definitely think this is a game that Green Bay does not dare to win. Like Kyle had already mentioned, they already clinched the wild card spot. They're getting ready for the playoffs. Jordan Love is sitting. I'm sure a few other starters will be sitting as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Minnesota Vikings.
Go ahead and give us a cliffhanger. So you're taking the Vikings, you said, or the Packers? Who are you taking?
He said Vikings.
Vikings. Taking the Minnesota Vikings.
Vikings. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'll take the Vikings as well. You got to be careful backing into the playoffs. It hasn't always worked out that well for a lot of teams. I mean, we've seen a lot of teams, sit everybody in week, whatever it is, going into it hasn't always been a 17-game season. But you sit everyone that last week of the regular season, and it's like, it's kind of like the whole college football, the 25 days off, whatever. You don't actually play game speed for a couple of weeks or whatever. Same thing in the NFL. I mean, all of a sudden, that wild card weekend happens really, really quickly. And, things can get away from you. But, yeah, I don't know. Let's go Cowboys Giants. Cowboys are a 3-point favorite on the road at MetLife Stadium. TK, let me start with you. Cowboys Giants, what do you think?
I expect the Giants to go ahead and get this one. Like I said, the Giants are going to show every week that they still got a pulse and they still got a good team to feel good about in the future. Obviously, things ain't right now, but the Cowboy season has been done for quite some time. I really don't think they care that much about this game. Go ahead and give me the Giants at home. All
right, Ryan, what do you got, man?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Giants here too. Giants are going to, their starters are expected to play. Their offense is looking really good. I like Jackson Dart a lot. I think he's one of the other rookie quarterback that I've been looking at, especially for fantasy football. His dual threat ability is really great. Wan'Dale Robinson is almost a top 10 receiver. He's right there, which is not what I expected this season. But with the loss of Malik Neighbors, obviously he's been able to step up. Theo Johnson is out as well. He's their tight end. He's out with an illness. He was seen at the Knicks game on Friday night, and Giants fans were confused because he's been out for 2 weeks. But apparently he's sick but not contagious, so he can be out. I don't know. Something to watch for that. But, they're playing this Cowboys team. This Cowboys defense is so bad. Very good offense. Going against not a great Giants defense, but this Cowboys defense is very bad. And the Javonte Williams is out. Jaden Blue's going to start, and I think that's going to be the big key there is they won't have really a running game. I'm not confident in Jaden Blue. He is a late-round draft pick out of Texas last year. I think they'll have a day in the air. George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, they'll still get theirs. But I just think this Giants offense will be a little tricky, and Tyron Tracy will have a good game too. So give me the Giants. I just don't think the Cowboys will be I can't talk that good today. So
yeah, words are tough, man.
Yeah, words are so hard. I have a newborn baby, guys. Sorry, I'm losing sleep every night.
I can't. Yeah, you are. Your sleep situation is as leaky as that Bengals offensive line.
Yeah, with toddlers, it's fun.
No, it's awesome though. It's awesome. That's a way to lose sleep, honestly.
Yeah.
I think officially the word is sick but not contagious. Unofficially, probably sick of this. Should we move on? We should. All right. Well, speaking of sick of this, we got the Titans next. Titans are going to play the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville, not surprising, is a 13.5-point favorite at home. The Jaguars have disappointed us. They've stolen all of our mojo heading into the draft. They've torn our hearts apart. They've stomped on them. They took our dream of having 2 top 5 or top 10 picks away from us. They might as well do it one more time, right, Ryan? They're going to win this thing today, aren't they?
Yeah, unfortunately. Jaguars won in the AFC South if they beat the Titans this week, and then the Texans lose to the Colts, and vice versa. Colts will win if the Jaguars lose, and then they win. So they'll have a little bit to play for today as well. This Jaguars team's 12-4. Surprised everyone. It's insane. Trevor Lawrence is a top 5 quarterback, guys. What the hell universe are we in right now where Trevor Lawrence is a top 5 quarterback? 4th overall. Travis Etienne, top 10. Brian Thomas Jr. is clearly taking a step back, but Jacoby Myers and Parker Washington have been incredible the last few weeks. Parker Washington, the best wide receiver 4 in the NFL by far. Last 2 weeks, 14 catches, 260 yards, and a touchdown. Absolute dominant. So, I don't know. And their defense is really, really good as well. They're the best rush defense in the NFL. And that's not great for Cam Ward and company. Tony Pollard's not going to have a great game. Tajay Sweet as well. And, with as much as I like Cam Ward, he just doesn't have the weapons around him. I like A.M. Myers, his top receiver. Chig Okonkwo, tight end. That's it. So give me the Jaguars here in a blowout, unfortunately. So
yeah. TK, say Jaguars.
I definitely think the Jaguars are going to get this one. Yeah, I definitely think the Jaguars are going to get this one. They want to go ahead and win the AFC South outright. There could be a chance where these guys, basically just sit everybody because they already have 12 wins. They're already in the playoffs. Division title might not mean that much, might not be the biggest goal that they have. But I do see them taking this one. Titans might keep it close though, because they got some incentive guys on that team. Tony Pollard is 67 yards away from an extra, I think, $250K. So that's something to look out for. I think Chig Okonkwo was 3 catches away from 50. Something of that nature. So yeah, they're gonna keep it close, but Jacksonville's got this one.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm just a few yards away from an incentive as well with my NFL contract. Still sitting right at 0, right flush at 0, but that's okay. Speaking of, let's right in that division. Let's go Colts, Texans. Houston is a 10-point favorite at home in this one. Colts, man, wow, just ran out of steam. It didn't happen for them this year. Listen, that's okay. TK, you have any thoughts on this one? Texans are a pretty big favorite. You think they'll run away with this one?
Yeah, I think the Texans are going to try to take this one too. Remember, they also have a chance to win this AFC South, so it's going to be an interesting day in that division for sure. But I definitely think the Houston Texans will take this one off. Colts are going to start rookie Riley Leonard at quarterback today. I don't see them doing too much offense. It's going to be a heavy Jonathan Taylor induced day for the Indianapolis Colts, I believe.
Yeah. Any word on if Phillip Rivers plans to be a player coach in this one? Is he going to get some experience real quick? Ryan, what do you think, man?
Yeah, Texas is going to run away with this one for sure. I mean, as TK said, I mentioned earlier, they clinch the playoff berth if they win this game. When they win the AFC South, if they win this game, and the Jaguars lose, so they have something to play for. I think they want to win the division, especially early on when they had adversity. Excuse me. Whether or not CJ Stroud was going to be the guy, if the offensive line was any good, if their defense can carry them, and all questions have been answered. Their defense is the best defense in the NFL. CJ Stroud, although is having a down year, is looking a lot better lately. One interesting thing I noticed was Nico Collins is going to be a healthy scratch in this game, and that's the wide receiver 1 for the Texans. I don't know what the situation is there, so that's something to monitor. Without the top receiver, you're going to look for Jaden Higgins, Christian Kirk, guys like that, Jalen Noel, guys like that. But that's a tall task. Don't know why in a AFC South clinching game they would sit their top receiver, but nonetheless, this Colts, I'm pretty sure they're pretty confident against this Colts team, who is, like you said, is completely disintegrated. Daniel Jones brought life into this team, and as soon as he was down, he brought the death this team. It's really sad. I love this Colts team. I thought they were really fun to watch this year, but they don't have a chance today. Texans are winning.
Yeah, I mean, I really wish Daniel Jones I don't know. I just wish he wouldn't have tried to play with that broken leg. I think that was that might have sealed his fate. And listen, he would have been out most likely for the rest of the season anyway. But man, now it's snowballed into so much more for him.
Right, especially when he was looking so good and possibly going to earn a new contract for next year. So yeah,
now it's a huge question mark.
Yeah,
I feel bad for him. Houston. Listen, maybe they're taking advantage of the extra week of the season or whatever. We've moved obviously to 17 games the last couple of years. But man, Houston's starting 0-3, and now they're about to possibly win the division, and that's pretty cool. Give me Houston in this one at home. I think Texans gonna win this game. And another game with a big line. I mean, it's looking like college football this week. The Jets are at the Bills, right? New York goes to Buffalo. They're gonna play that game at Highmark Stadium. The Buffalo Bills are a 10-point favorite at home. I don't think anyone's too surprised about that. The Jets have jettisoned everyone off that defensive, at least that defensive part of the roster. The whole quarterback situation is in flux. Everything. They have one wide receiver that's really, really good. Other than that, the whole franchise is a question mark. Ryan, Jets, Bills. Any thoughts on this one?
This isn't even a contention of a game of anything. I mean, Bills clinch a wild card spot. This Jets team, they gave up at the trade deadline. Something I thought the Browns should have done. They traded away some good pieces, got a ton of first-round picks. They're sitting Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson's out on IR. Their top playmakers are A.D. Mitchell and John Mechie. This team has given up. They fired their defensive coordinator a few weeks ago. This Bills team, they're 5th ranked total offense. Their defense is 8th. I mean, Josh Allen is the best quarterback. James Cook is a top 6 running back. They look like they're ready to go. Questions, obviously, in the receiving core. Keon Coleman has been healthy scratched a bunch this season, but he looks like he's been stepping up, here and there. And Khalil Shakur, obviously has, been pretty good this year as well. But I think the Bills are going to dominate this game. It's not even going to be fun to watch. So.
Yeah, the Bills should be so excited that the Chiefs aren't involved, and then now you've got the Patriots. All of a sudden, they're a meteoric rise.
Right.
They've got to be like, come on, man. TK, what do you think about this one, man? Jets, Bills.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bills in this one. I think the Jets finally realized that after their win against Atlanta, that have absolutely no one, especially not themselves. They full-on embraced the tank by playing absolute horseshit football these past few weeks. And they're going to keep that train right on rolling down the tracks. 3-14 it is for the Jets.
Man. I don't know whether to feel bad or to be a little envious that they're going to have a better draft pick than the Browns, but whatever. They won't because, they will. No, they have like 15 first-round picks. They'll have like the first half of the draft is theirs, right? The first half of the first round. That'll be fun.
Let them draft a quarterback. We don't need him.
Yeah. You think they take Fernando Mendoza?
I think he'll go first overall to the Raiders. But
okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm not 100% sold on him, but I could be wrong.
I'm not either.
I'm just not sure about him, but whatever. Give me the Bills in this one. Again, I don't think the Jets are trying. Man, if you're the Bills and you lose this game to the Jets, unless you're sitting everyone, you have to feel pretty bad about that heading into the playoffs and in a season where they ordinarily should probably feel pretty good about the Chiefs not being involved. Like I said, that's been the bump in the road for them. But give me the Bills today. And another game that should have had way more at stake, Lions-Bears. Bears are at home at Soldier Field, at New Soldier Field, not the real Soldier Field. They are a 3.5-point favorite in this one. Yeah, I don't know. TK, is it you? Do I start with you, TK? Tell me what you think, man. What's that?
Say it again, boss. What game are we on?
Lions Bears. Yeah, Lions Bears.
I'm probably going to take the Lions in this one, simply because the Bears already have the division wrapped up and their focus is on the postseason right now. I really don't see any reason to throw your starters out there against a game that means absolutely nothing but helping standings at all. You guys are going to be the number 2 seed heading into the tournament. There's no need to try to tamper with that. I'm going to go ahead and take the Lions in this one. Pointless game.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. Ryan, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, outright starters versus starters. I'm taking the Bears. This Lions team, as much as I love them, they've been a huge disappointment. I mean, they have a really, really good offense, 6 overall offense. Their defense is middle of the pack too. They should be a playoff team. Should be, but that's the way, the cookie crumbles any given Sunday, like you said. They still have Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's questionable, is trending towards playing. Jamison Williams has been electric the last few weeks, and Jamar Gibbs is one of the best running backs in the NFL. If the Bears play their starters, I would take them to win. I don't think they should play their starters at all. They, like TK said, they clinched NFC North. They're going to host the game in the wild card round. I mean, they've done it. Relax, so give me the Lions here just because I think the Bears would be dumb to start, play Caleb Williams and company if at all. So
yeah, that seems reasonable. I was going to take the Lions as well. I think I don't know how they're not a playoff team, but they're not. Maybe this gives them a little bit of some positive vibes heading into the offseason. I don't know. They got some things to figure out, but yeah, they started off so well, like the Colts as well, and just it all fell apart, not because of a major injury to the quarterback like the Colts, but it just all fell apart for him. So that's always tough to see. I don't know, man. Where do we go next? We go Chargers, Broncos. Denver is a 14-point favorite at home in this one. Denver's been so good. For some reason, Broncos fans are so unhappy with this team and with Bo Nix and with everything about it. I mean, but I guess I can't imagine being unhappy with a 13-3 record, but whatever. I mean, this is where Broncos fans are. They're not overly happy with this team. Chargers, Broncos. Ryan, how do you feel about this one today?
I think this will be a fun game. I mean, Chargers clinched the wild card already. Broncos clinched the AFC West and will clinch the number 1 seed in the AFC if they win this week. So I think the Broncos have something to play for. Both have really good teams. I mean, Chargers offense is top 12, defense is top 4. Amari Hampton struggling to come back a little bit, but I think he'll have a good game. The mix with him and Kamada Vidal is pretty good. And their receivers are really, really good. But I think the Broncos, like I said, if they win, they clinch the top seed in the AFC. I think they have something to play for. They have a top 10 offense and the 3rd best defense. Their defense is very, very good. Like you talked about, the Broncos fans hate Bo Nix. I don't get it, whatever. I mean, I would take a top 7 quarterback any day of the week, especially with the, status of my team's quarterbacks the last 25 years. But hey, whatever.
Quarterback, yeah.
They've had Brock Osweiler at one point, so they can complain. Oh wait, we traded for him, and but who cares about Bo Nix, Peyton Manning, those guys? Quit complaining. Shut up. Give me the Broncos here. They got something to play for. But I think it'll be a fun game regardless. So
fair enough. TK, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Broncos. Get Trey Lance who started for the Chargers today. He may very well have a nice performance today, I think. But much like Ryan said, Broncos want that number 1 seed in the AFC, and obviously to be able to wrap up the AFC West. So I'm going to take Denver in this one.
Fair enough. I think Denver wins this one. They're a huge favorite. I think they, like you said, have some things to play for. I think they do win this one. Oh, man. Chiefs, Raiders. I can't believe this game means absolutely nothing at all. And not even just because it's the Raiders, but because it's the Chiefs and they're eliminated. It seems so weird. We've watched them go to 3 straight Super Bowls, and then just suddenly here we are. But they are a 4.5-point favorite at Kansas City, at Las Vegas, because the Raiders are terrible. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Is it UTK? Do I start with you on this one? I lost track for a second.
Yeah.
Thinking about how bad these teams are.
But go ahead and give me a Chris Aludicon of the Kansas City Chiefs. The Raiders don't care about this season. Gino's out. Pete Carroll's getting ready to get fired. They're already 2-14. You want to go ahead and further lock up that number one overall pick. Chiefs in a landslide on this one.
Yeah, fair enough. Probably. Ryan, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know about a landslide, but I'm definitely taking the Chiefs here. I don't think the Chiefs are particularly good. I mean, they're starting Chris Aladukin, who threw his first first NFL passes last week. I mean, their team isn't that great anymore. I mean, Rashee Rice is on IR, their top receiver. Xavier Worthy is, not lived up to expectations for sure. And the running game is just a mix of three guys who any given Sunday can be really good or really bad. But this Raiders team, there's no way that they're going to lose out on getting the first overall pick. I don't even think it's possible, but they're just going to lose this game regardless. They're just going to look for next year, go get a quarterback, hopefully go get Mendoza so the Browns don't have to get him, and just lean towards 2026. Give me the Chiefs here in probably the worst game of the week. So
yeah, a lot of leaning toward 2026. I'll take the Chiefs as well. A little more leaning in this one. Cardinals, Rams. The Rams are a 14-point favorite at home. Not a whole lot to say about this one. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is out with a foot thing. Ryan, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, Rams are going to run away with this one easily. I love Jacoby Brissett. I think he should be the future of the Cardinals. I think Kyler Murray is gone. He's going to go test free agency, and they have no interest in bringing him back. The running game is a shell of itself. Obviously, they lost their first three starters, and now they're down to Michael Carter and Amari DeMarco. Marvin Harrison Jr. is on IR, and Michael Wilson looks like a top receiver in the NFL right now. Looks absolutely insane. Trey McBride's still the top tight end. But they're going against, this Rams team who, they'll be the number 5 seed if they win, and the 49ers lose yesterday, which the 49ers did. So all they need to do is win today, and, they'll be the 5 seed. Otherwise, they'll be the 6th seed. They want to be the 5 seed, clearly. They have the second best offense, the 17th best defense. Matthew Stafford's, in the MVP race. Yes, he had a very bad game that may have lost a lot of fantasy managers some championships just a week or two ago, but nonetheless, he has Puka Nacua and company, and that's really all you need. This running back core for the Rams are a little banged up. Kyron Williams questionable with the ankle injury. Blake Corum's questionable with the ankle injury. So it might be Ronnie Rivers, but I still think that the Rams should win this game pretty easily. So,
okay, TK, Cardinals, Rams. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to take Los Angeles Rams in this one. Going against another team that's going to have a lot of draft implications to worry about this offseason. Arizona currently at 3-13 can easily sneak into the top 5 with another loss today.
Yeah, that's reasonable. I'll take the Rams as well in this one. But listen, the Cardinals are kind of set up. They could possibly make some noise next year if they do this right. Right? If they have a decent offseason, they could be a decent football team next year. So keep an eye on that. You never know. Let's move on to a team that has a little bit to play for at the top of the playoffs, and then a team that doesn't care anymore. But they've been playing pretty well lately. The Dolphins and the Patriots. The Dolphins are going to go to New England. New England's a 13.5-point favorite at Gillette Stadium. They're going to be in Foxborough, playing at home, trying to wrap up the 1 seed. I believe if they win, they can do that, right? Correct?
Broncos have to lose too.
Yeah, the Broncos would have to lose. You're right. TK, what do you think about this one? It's the Dolphins, Patriots.
I think the Dolphins are going to surprise people and try to save their head coach's job. Another team that has been hot as of late, going down to the edge of the season. I don't know why, but at the same time, this is a group that has been inspired to play well by the situations that their head coach has been going through all year. I thought Quinn Ewers was very solid against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week, and their surprise win over them. So, what better way to cap the season off with a win against one of your most hated rivals, if not the most hated?
Okay. All right. Ryan, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm taking the Patriots here. Like you said, they already clinched the AFC East. They're going to want to try to get the top, need to get a win against I cannot talk to you guys. I'm so sorry. Need to get a win today, and the Broncos to lose to get home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs, and they're going to want that. They're 13-3. They're first team to get to 10 wins. Drake May looks like a MVP candidate. Top 4 offense in the NFL, top 7 defense in the NFL. They're ready to roll. The mix of Stevenson and Henderson look dynamic. Stephon Diggs will play despite having an alleged felony charge of strangulation and misdemeanor charges of assault. So we'll check on that, but he's still going to play today. He's a top 15 receiver. They're going to need him. I'm not sure how far he'll get into the playoffs, but nonetheless, he'll play today. And Hunter Henry's a top 10 tight end as well. I do believe the Dolphins are going to try to save their head coach's job, as TK said. He's very likable. I think that the cards are stacked against him this year. Tua helped him none at all this year. But Devin Achane's doubtful with a shoulder injury. It looks like Jalen Wright's going to get the start. I liked him coming out of Tennessee a few years ago, but I just don't. He doesn't have enough reps. And then Ollie Gordon is the second guy there. I just don't know if they have enough to get it done, especially with Darren Waller also in IR. So I'm going to take the Patriots here. They want home field advantage, and they're going to play for it today. So.
Yeah, fair enough. You've got certain Patriots playing today, but then remember they were waiting for Josh Gordon when he got off the plane because he had a bourbon. So whatever. Here we are. Fun times. Oh, let's move on. By the way, I'll take the Patriots in this one. Oh, what are we gonna do? Commanders, Eagles. This is a game I wish meant a little more. Could be a fun one. Philadelphia is a 3.5-point favorite at home. By the way, still all season have not seen. Remember, we used to get pushes, right? We used to get like even lines. You don't see that anymore. There's been such an emphasis, not the tush push. That's not what we're talking about. But yeah, you used to get these even lines, these even up, whatever. You don't see that anymore. I don't know why I thought of the tush push right there, but whatever. Commanders, Eagles. Ryan, what do you think on this one?
Yeah, Commanders are 4-12, eliminated for the playoffs. I mean, Jaden Daniels, their Lord and Savior from last year, is out the rest of the season. Has had a very disappointing season, obviously because of injuries. Their offensive line is not very great at all. Marcus Mariota is also going to be out. Starting is going to be Josh Johnson. Bill Krosky-Merritt last week ran 11 times for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. Maybe he can do that today. But the rest of their offense isn't really that good, and their defense is even worse. They're 31st worst defense in the NFL, almost last there. The Eagles already clinched the NFC East and will host a game of the wild card round. They're 11-5. I don't get how they're 11-5. I've talked about this all season. They're the 24th best offense according to statistics. Their defense has gotten a lot better. They were looming about 19th. Now they're 13th. But Jalen Hurts looks really good. Saquon obviously has taken a step back from last year, but still is a top 15 running back. And A.J. Brown has finally stepped up to look like he's the wide receiver one for that team after, he's been telling people to bench him because he's not getting the ball. So maybe they have things figured out there. Dallas Goedert is going to be out with a knee injury, so they'll have Grant Calcaterra in. So we'll see. But I'm going to take the Eagles here. I just don't think the Commanders have any pieces that are going to help whatsoever. So.
Okay. All right. Commanders, Eagles, TK. Got some thoughts on this one?
Shocking enough, I'm going to take the Commanders. Once again, I really don't think the Eagles care that much for this game. You already have the NFC East well beyond wrapped up. There's really no reason to even show up for the damn game, to be quite honest. I wouldn't be surprised if you just showed up with all the third stringers and the damn kicker and said, let's get this show on the road. Let's get this shit over with. I'm going to go ahead and take the Washington Commanders in an easy one.
Yeah, they wrap that division.
I think they play the Eagles' second strings are going to lose. So
fair enough. Man, yeah, I don't know. That's one of those weird games. I guess I'll take the Eagles because it's been weird. And again, I have no idea why they're winning every week, but it's probably going to happen again. So I'll just take the Eagles. And no Monday night game this week, the final week of the season. So the last game of the week, our last regular season trip in our around the NFL little road trip, which is good because we're almost out of gas. Ravens, Steelers. Man, this is a tough one because it means a little bit, and it's like whatever. I don't know. Baltimore at Pittsburgh. Baltimore's a 3.5-point favorite on the road in this one at Pittsburgh. I don't know. TK, what do you think in this one, man?
I hope both of them tie. I hate both damn franchises. They've been making fun of us all year. Whether it's deserved or not, I do not like either fan base right now. Specifically, despise that of Pittsburgh. But you know what? Go ahead and give me the Ravens in this one. They have definitely steered the ship a little bit, playing a lot better football as of late. The Steelers just look like a big mystery all over again, especially after that loss to us last week. I really don't know what in God's name that was intended to be, but that was awful. And I do believe their season should end right at home in front of all of their fans.
Yeah. Well, if they tie, they're in. So I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really did play themselves right out of the win. That was bizarre. Trying to keep Myles Garrett off that was bizarre. Whatever. Ryan, Ravens, Steelers, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, whoever wins is gonna win the AFC North, or if they tie, the Steelers will win the AFC North. I kind of want the Steelers to win only because I think that if the Ravens lose, there might be some disconnect within the fan base, whether or not to fire Harbaugh, to if Lamar Jackson will want to stay there, if he wants to leave, if he forces his hand. I would like to see some Ravens drama. We know where the Steelers are. They don't have a quarterback. They still, all the fans hate Mike Tomlin. They are not impressed, going even or having a winning season, or even having a first round exit in the playoffs, which if either team makes it, they're going to have. So give me the Steelers to win this, just because I think it would throw a wrench more in the front office of the Ravens. But if both teams could just not show up to the game and just we can cancel the whole season for both of them, I would do that. So
that's fine with me.
Yeah.
Man, I almost want the Ravens to win just because maybe they're a team that takes advantage of the extra, the extra game now. But the 1-5 start to possibly winning this division and being a playoff team and it's kind of, I don't know, it's a story, I guess. And they're the former Browns, so do we get to claim them like Ohio State fans claim Joe Burrow? No, okay. I'm sorry, Turf Toe Burrow. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. Give me the Ravens, I guess. The Steelers will probably find some way to, although it'll probably be like an 11-11 tie. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be one of those games. It's a weird game, but whatever. I'll take the Ravens. So, all right, that's it. That's our final regular season around the NFL road trip. Hey, it went pretty successful. No car problems. No oil changes or anything. We got to get probably that going in the off season. Plenty of gas, so we're all good there. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see you in our around the NFL postseason edition. But yeah, that was our final regular season around the NFL. So again, bittersweet times. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break on the Inside Edge Network. When we come back, we will talk about the possible end of the Kevin Stefanski, Andrew Berra, Yogi Berra? I don't know. Anyway, we'll talk about the end of that era possibly coming on tomorrow. If we're lucky. I don't know. I don't think it matters if the Browns win or lose. I think the Browns have already made that decision. I really hope they're not going forward with everything as is. I think you need some kind of a change here, but we will talk about that in just a moment, and then we'll kind of take a quick peek ahead at the draft. In between there, we'll get Double A's takes, so don't miss that. We want to see what Anthony Alford thinks about, the whole situation. I mean, just Kevin Stefanski, the draft, everything. We'll get that. Like I said, a little bit of a twist on that one when we come back in 2 minutes right here on the Inside Edge Network. Hey, welcome back to the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland Browns and NFL pregame show. Like I said, we are brought to you by LPV Productions, and we are, I don't know how that graphic got up there. That's really weird. I didn't click on that. So technical issues abound. What would a Sunday be without a couple of technical issues? A couple little weird things. So listen, could today be the end of an era? Does anybody even really care if it is the end of an era? I think we care, right? We kind of want it to be the end of an era. I think it's time to move on for the Browns. I think no matter what happens, I don't care if the Browns come out today and win 66-0 over the Bengals. You could talk about feel-good stories all you want. You could talk about heading into the offseason with positive. There's nothing really positive going on right now. Maybe you could look at the quarterback situation and say that it's moving toward being possibly settled in a little bit. I mean, listen, Shedeur Sanders has a lot of work to do. We all know that. TK talked about some of the strange throws, the pick, whatever, back foot throws. Listen, he's a young kid. He's going to try to make some plays. It happens, right? That's what happens when you get a rookie quarterback in there. Peyton Manning threw 156 interceptions his rookie year. He turned out okay. I'm not comparing Shedeur Sanders to Peyton Manning. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying it happens, right? Rookies, they go out, they try to do too much, they try to do whatever. It does happen. It can happen. So,
has nothing to do with Sanders or David.
Yeah, that's
because he's incompetent and he doesn't know how to coach an NFL team. But I digress.
I'm not putting that up. Thanks for the comment, but we're not going to put that up on the show. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know. So is this the end of an era? I don't know. I could it be? I mean, do we see Kevin Stefanski go? Ryan, I'm going to start with you because I feel like you have feelings on this. I think I'm going to start with you. What do you think happens on Monday here?
I mean, I've been talking about this for 2 years now. I mean, Kevin Stefanski needs to go. He should not have ever. Should have never.
That's probably true in my case.
I am, yeah. It's fine. Thanks, David. Thanks for commenting, buddy. Nonetheless, I mean, he's been incompetent. He has no in-game adjustments. It's been awful. I mean, the reports this week have all said the same thing. Browns are going to discuss, Stefanski's job status after the finale, and the team is leaning towards, moving on, which I think is the absolute, right move. Meanwhile, Andrew Berry is reportedly safe, which is somehow even more frustrating, given how much he contributed to this mess in the first place. I mean, and look, I know where where I stand for sure. I mean, I've been saying for 2 seasons he needs to go. Stefanski's issues are obvious. The quarterback mismanagement this year was embarrassing. Giving Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett all the first team reps in camp, only to trade both of them away, leaving Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders with no real development time. That's coaching malpractice for sure. And then, once the season started, it's the same old Stefanski. No adjustments, no flexibility, no feel for the game. The offense was predictable, stale, and completely ineffective. Let's not rewrite history here. His signature playoff win over the Steelers wasn't even coached by him. It was coached by Mike Prefer. He ran that game while Stefanski was home with COVID. Stefanski got the credit, but he didn't coach the game at all. But Andrew Berry isn't innocent either here. Yes, he hit some draft picks last year. Mason Graham, Quinshon Judkins, Carson Schwarzenegger, Harold Fannin Jr., all of those home run picks. Great. But the rest, a disaster. Drafting 2 running backs and 2 quarterbacks while the offensive line was falling apart is inexcusable. Not drafting a single offensive lineman when the line was already the worst in the league. That's how you sabotage a season before it even starts. And don't forget, Berry and Stefanski were both part of the decision to trade for Deshaun Watson, and hand him the worst contract in NFL history. That move still haunts his franchise and will for years, probably forever. I think Stefanski is gone. Based on reporting, Berry not only stays, but according to Mary Kay Cabot, he's going to be gaining more responsibilities this, next year, which, that really disgusts me, honestly. This wasn't just a coaching failure. It was a front office failure, a roster building failure, a leadership failure, just an overall failure. So if you're going to clean house, clean the whole house. Don't fire a coach and keep the architect of the roster that failed them. I mean, they're the Browns. They're always going to do the wrong thing, and always make the wrong decisions regardless. So.
Yeah, hey, listen, one thing that David said here, the second part of this, there's a talent deficiency on offense. Listen, he's right. Firing Kevin Stefanski is not going to fix that. David, I agree with that part of your comment 100%. And he also says, for the record, he agrees with you, but if you make a move, they all have to go.
Absolutely, bro.
David, I think we're on the same page there.
It's just it's a whole organizational thing. It's not one person at fault, but Kevin Stefanski has been incompetent regardless of what has been put in front of him. But you should still also, see what's been put in front of him and also make moves because of that. So,
and listen, maybe his best head coaching work is right around the corner, Ryan, but I don't think we have time. I just don't think we have time as a franchise to figure that out right now. I think you just have to move on. You need a new face, a new voice, a new personality, something in that locker room, man, to change things. I think you have to try to do something. I don't think you need to rebuild the roster. Offense needs it needs a complete retool on offense, but I think you keep the defense as you stand as pat as you can on defense, but you've got to do something on offense. And I just think they need a new direction, a new voice. TK, I mean, how do you feel about this? Kevin Stefanski, Andrew Berry, DePodesta's gone. We don't have to worry about him anymore. I mean, how do you feel about the whole regime? Is it all or nothing? Do you think they need to go, stay? I mean, where are you at on this?
I'm definitely feeling a little bit old townish this morning. Give me all or nothing at all. I definitely want this front office the hell up out of here. I want this coaching staff gone, yes, including Schwartzy. As much as I love the guy, as much as he has helped transform our defense, I just think this is some stank that needs to be thoroughly fished out. Needs to be exterminated from top to bottom. There is just the lingering funk of 40,000 years that is just stanking up the entire damn city, and everyone just needs to take their asses on home. This has not worked for quite some time. It has not been as consistent as we would like it to be. I do believe giving Andrew Berry the VP role is even more of an example of exactly how irresponsible Jim Haslam is. And as a successful white man, that should hurt his feelings very deeply because that's not something that you want to hear anyone say, especially someone that isn't successful at all. But, it's just the further irresponsibility that we see from him as the owner of this team every day. And as much as I wish he would sell this franchise, obviously there's no one sitting around with $1 billion to buy this heaping pile of shit of an organization. So we're kind of stuck with that for the time being, or with whatever happens in the future. But yeah, everyone needs to go. Everyone needs to be gone. There are a lot of guys that you need to at least interview for this head coaching position. I will say Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator Kled Kubiak needs to be at the top of your list. Miami Dolphins quarterback coach Darrell Bevell also needs to be on that list. Denver Broncos offensive assistant Pete Carmichael Jr. Should also be on that list of guys to interview for that head coaching position next year. But yeah, everybody needs to go. We need a fresh start completely, I believe.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Jim Schwartz has done a great job with his defense. We all know that. Everyone acting like he has to stay and he has to be the head coach if they fire Stefanski. We've got to elevate Jim Schwartz to the head coach. Are you telling me there's not a defensive coordinator that can come in here and work with Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward, Carson Schlesinger, Mason Graham? I mean, come on. There have to be some defensive coaches that can do something with that roster other than Jim Schwartz. I like Schwartz. Like you said, he's done a fantastic job here. The defense has been completely transformed under Schwartz. It looks amazing. But at times they completely forget how to tackle, right? So sometimes they can't stop the run. At times they look really good. They get to the quarterback, but then on 3rd and 11, they're a defense that likes to give up 11.5 yards, right? They give up just enough to keep the drive going. And I get it. They're tired. They're exhausted. They've been on the field for 40 minutes of a 60-minute football game. There is something to say for that as well. But I don't think Jim Schwartz is the absolute end-all, be-all. I mean, I think there's somebody else that can come in and work with these guys. I mean, this is a great – you've got – as far as the defense goes, you've got a fantastic roster. I would think there's a lot of guys that could defensively come in here and do something with the Browns. So I don't think Schwartz necessarily has to stay, but I don't know. It makes me think about, speaking of adding pieces, right? You want to look at free agency, which isn't super, fruitful for the Browns. As far as guys willingly wanting to come to Cleveland, it's just not abundant, right? So you look at the draft, and it makes me think, I don't know, like what do you do in the draft? We could look ahead at that in a minute. But real quick, I just want to get Double A's take. We want to listen to Anthony Alford has some thoughts about Kevin Stefanski, Andrew Berry, the draft, everything. So let's get Andrew, not Andrew Berry. We're not going to get Andrew Berry. Let's get Anthony Alford's take. Double A's take is coming up. Give me 1 second.
Hey, good morning, Browns fans. If you're still a Browns fan on this day, God bless you. Obviously, I'm on the road driving, but I do have a special guest for Browns Thoughts today, and that's the guy controlling the camera, and that's my main event partner and friend and bro, Eli Moon. And Eli, I would assume after today, Stefanski and hopefully Andrew Berry is gone after today, but who knows at this point?
Yeah, Double A, obviously, as I'm behind the camera, happy Sunday to all our Inside Edge Network family and friends. And, we'll see what happens with Stefanski. A Browns victory could make it a little muddied, and it could, make that good cheer and good feel good in the new year. But I think ultimately the big thing is Kevin Stefanski will either be, fired or potentially traded this offseason. So
the trade is interesting, and I know we might hear conversations about that throughout the day. Certainly I hear. But the only thing I can see keeping Stefanski and Berry, if you looked at some of the potential candidates, some of the retreads, it's like, is Mike McDaniel better than Kevin Stefanski? So I guess what I'm hoping is that they do a legitimate search and get new blood. Let me ask you one more thing, Eli.
Yeah.
Would a dominant Shedeur Sanders output today change people's minds about the front office and the head coaching position?
So I'll say this, Double A. I think a lot of people are starting to warm up to the idea of Andrew Berry staying and as a general manager of the Cleveland Browns. I won't say everybody's warming up to the idea. There's still a lot of people that aren't fans of it. But I think this 2025 draft class, as an overall class, has saved Andrew Berry's job, it seems to be, based off reports coming out. And we'll talk about that obviously later on tonight too and throughout the next few weeks. But I think a dominant showing will help Shedeur Sanders and will help the Cleveland Browns figure out that they need to help Shedeur and get other draft positions, draft other positions, get other players around him. A win today not only helps Andrew Berry, but it helps Shedeur Sanders and puts the Cleveland Browns in a position where they can't get a Fernando Mendoza, a Dante Moore, and they have to go best receiver, best lineman available come April.
Well, if the Browns perform better than our drivers here in Cleveland, then maybe we'll have a good day. All right, you guys enjoy your day. And like Eli mentioned, we'll be on live tonight, 8 o'clock, for the main event. You guys have a great day, and we'll still be with you for the playoffs. The Browns will be chilling with us like normal in January. Have a great day, everybody.
Hey, listen, he's right. The Browns are going to be chilling with us on vacation, doing what we do. They will be doing whatever they do for the playoffs. But do you guys think he's right? I mean, could we see Stefanski get traded? I mean, is that a possibility?
No, I don't think so.
I don't
The hell
think
we gonna get? A 7th rounder?
Not even. A new.
The hell we gonna get?
I mean, don't they?
I can't get the damn water boy for him.
I mean, maybe like a kicking net or something for Schmitty to. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. I'm not sure what anybody's willing to do. I think Kevin Stefanski must have people. He's got PR people, because every week for the last 6 or 7 weeks now, I've heard on Monday and Tuesday that this franchise, whatever franchise, is looking at Kevin Stefanski. If he's let go by the Browns, he's the guy. He's the guy. He's the guy.
Take him.
The hell would be who wants this kind of an offense? Like who's out there like, what we need to push us over the edge? We need a 1957 style NFL offense. We could run some play action, but don't push the ball downfield. I want play action and throw it to the flats, right? Play action, throw it 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage, possibly 20 yards over that receiver's head, over to the sidelines, because we don't want anything bad to happen. Let's just let's risk management ourselves out of moving the football. We don't want to score points. Our goal is to win games 6-3, 7-6, 10-9, as much as we possibly can. until we get to the first round of the playoffs and play an actual offense and lose that game 52-14. Who would want that? Who wants that? I can't. I'm so bored with it, man.
Yeah.
I think about like the team we play today, the Bengals. The Bengals have an electrifying offense, right? They can't play defense. To save their leg, they can't play a lick of defense. They're not going to stop anybody. But listen, I'd rather lose games 52-49 than 6-3. I'm at the point where I'm just tired of this. And maybe that's not Kevin Stefanski's fault. Maybe that's me. Maybe that's on me. I'm just tired of it. I'm bored with it. I don't know. What do you guys think, man? I don't know. I just don't know. Who cares anymore?
He's going to be gone in just a few hours. So
in a few hours, I think so too. You think they announced it today or tomorrow? I mean, do you think that's tomorrow? Well, then let's do this. Let's just forget about that. Let's look ahead to the draft because we don't have to get too far into this. And this is something that we can do. I mean, we can still obviously we'll talk about the Browns throughout the playoffs because we're in Cleveland. So we'll do like I don't know, some kind. We'll do position breakdowns, right? Like everybody thinks they need a quarterback. They clearly need offensive linemen and wide receivers. We can talk about all the positions of need as the playoffs go on. That's the way we can keep the Browns involved while they're not playing in the playoffs. Hey, but yeah, we can still. And listen. Maybe you never know. I mean, you never know. Is that how that works? It's a video game thing. Anyway, let's just TK, give me one. It doesn't have to be a guy. Just give me a position. Give me whatever the Brown. I don't even know what the Browns situation is with the draft right now. I don't even know where they sit, to be honest with you. I'll look into all that stuff after the regular season. But I mean, what are your thoughts, TK? I know you've been very loud about fixing the offensive line, not getting a quarterback in the first round. They need receivers. They're going to need some pieces in other places. I mean, where do you think they go first? Do they go Carnell Tate? Do they go offensive line somehow? I know you're a Tate guy. Is that where you're thinking right now?
Yes, absolutely. I was a little stirred after the horrible loss to the Miami Hurricanes in the college football playoff, but I am still very much a Carnell Tate guy.
Yeah.
I definitely think he can possibly ascend to be our WR1 in the future. Granted, that might take a little bit of time. I do think he has all the skill sets that we need. Straight line speed is very good, has very good hands, can run the entire route tree. That 4.6 40 scares me a little bit. It's more so in the low 4.5s more than anything, but it's closer to 4.6. That scares you a little bit, but the straight line is there. He's a very good deep ball guy. He can track the football, can high point football, all those good things. Definitely be a Carnell Tate guy, especially at the 6th spot that we seem to be at. And for the second first round pick, Utah's sophomore left tackle, Caleb Lumu, is a guy that I have been looking at very extensively. Obviously, Spencer Fano's teammate. Spencer's going to be gone by then. But I do think Caleb Lumu is the slightly better of the two players. And, of course, he plays a more important position at the left tackle position. So that's one of the most important positions in all of football.
Obviously, Jedrick Wills to cover that left tackle spot?
Hey, listen, he could be an option in free agency. We possibly could move him back to his natural spot, which is right tackle. Remember, we drafted him as the right tackle.
He may even be better on the interior line, TK. I think he may even be better. You move him in a little bit, but whatever. That's neither here nor there.
You can put him at guard too. He might suffice at guard as well. But you got to think, Jenner's Dunker, the tackle from Iowa, is also a guy that I have been looking into a lot. You can't go wrong with a tackle from either Iowa or Northwestern, I believe. Caleb Tiernan is also a guy that you might want to look at. Vega Wayane from Penn State, the right guard, I believe. He's going to be a guy that you could look at late in that first round. Ton of ways you can go for this offensive line to rebuild. And I expect them to take at least 3 offensive linemen in this draft, if not 4.
And you're going to have to do something through free agency as well. And listen, I asked if that was the way it worked. David says, of course it doesn't work that way. That's why firing a coach doesn't fix it. I agree. It doesn't immediately fix the offense, of course. But I think maybe a different just a different perspective on the offense, someone who can actually scheme around the players they have instead of this perpetual, we're just constantly waiting to get Kevin Stefanski's guys in here. That clearly is never going to happen. And then David says Barry loves the unavailable players. He probably would re-sign Wills. Listen, that's why I said it. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Jedrick Wills come back here. Ryan, I don't know. I mean, how do you feel about the draft? I think TK is right. I think you have to add 3, maybe even 4 offensive linemen, whether it's all through the draft, some free agency. You've got to look for trades. You've got to be really creative in this offseason if you're the Browns and you're trying to win in 2026, 2027. Otherwise, it's going to be another throwaway year. We're going to be playing for draft status. It's going to be the same thing, right? Over and over and over again, this like rinse and repeat. It's kind of getting old. So I think they have to move. If you're going to listen, you've got a closing window with Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward and these guys on defense that make the difference. You've got to do something now, right? So how do they fix it now? Is it offensive linemen? Is it wide receivers? What do they do?
Yeah, first off, the only position Jed Wills should be playing for the Browns is left out. Dude sucks. He should never be on my team again. I would look for DeJuan Jones, maybe going back to right tackle, and if before I sign Jed Wills for sure. I mean, he's one of the only retaining offensive linemen we're going to have next year. I mean, we'll be sitting at 6 overall next year as of right now. Depending on how this game goes, it could be 7th, it could be 5th. I don't know. The Browns actually have options though, which is both exciting and terrifying, depending on how much you trust Andrew Berry. There's a few ways this could go. I mean, there's the best player available route, which would be the most unexpected, but honestly, not impossible. Guys like Arvell Reese, Caleb Downs, Reuben Bain Jr., Kendrick Falk, absolute stud, blue chip defenders, guys who would step in and make impact immediately. It's unlikely, but with Barry, you never know. He loves to act like the smartest man in the room. So if he thinks one of those guys are generational talent, he might, galaxy brain his way into it. Which the Browns should do, absolutely what most of us expect them to do, attack the offensive line, wide receivers early and often. It's screaming for help at both spots, as TK said. At 6 overall, there's legit names on the table for wide receiver. If they want to go quarterback, they're going to have to trade up from 6 overall. I don't think they're going to get the guy they want. And personally, I don't think they should. I just don't think this is the year for it. Everyone's saying 2027 is the year for the draft in general, especially for fantasy football. I'd be stacking those 2027 first round picks. But I don't think drafting a quarterback is a great idea. I would go after guys like, TK mentioned Cardinal Tate, obviously a great pick. The 4.6 doesn't bother me too much. Puka Nacua runs a 4.6. He's the top receiver in the NFL. Obviously, different play styles there, but nonetheless, speed's not always the main contributing factor to be successful in the NFL. Look at Xavier Worthy. He's the 45th ranked receiver right now. He's the fastest guy in the NFL. Guys like Jordan Tyson, the wide receiver at Arizona State, he's actually my wide receiver 1 in the draft right now. I'm going to go deep into prospects with my podcast, the Commissioner's College Fantasy Football Podcast, also on the Inside Edge Network. Check us out. Me and my co-host David are going to break down every single player we can think of in the summer here and give you guys some shows. Mekhi Lemon out of USC, another wide receiver I really like. Obviously, he won the award for best receiver in college football this past year. All 3 are real separators, playmakers, something the Browns haven't had in years and something that we could clearly need. Offensive lineman, he talked about Caleb Lomu. I love Caleb Lomu. I actually like Spencer Fano a bit more, but he's right tackle. I would obviously go after left tackle. If I was going after right tackle, I'd go after I can't say his last name, it's so hard. Francis Muigua, the right tackle of Miami. He's so good, guys. All 3 of those guys, though, they're plug-and-play linemen who can start week 1 and immediately make life easier for whoever the Browns quarterback ends up being. And honestly, that's where the focus has to be. The offensive line is a disaster. As I said earlier, the wide receiver room is a bunch of wide receiver 3s pretending to be wide receiver 1s. Jerry Jeudy's, awful. Harry Fanning Jr. is a top receiver right now, and he's a tight end. I personally don't think the Browns can, go into next season with a rookie quarterback behind the line made of duct tape and prayer. So drafting an early quarterback this year is off the table for me completely. There are options, there are surprises, there are safe picks, and there are Andrew Berry galaxy braining picks again. But if the Browns want to fix this thing, the path is pretty clear. Protect the quarterback, give him someone to throw to, and stop overthinking this damn thing. So.
Yeah, I think. Well, you said something about maybe being 2 years away. I think David agrees with you. We probably are at least 2 drafts away from fielding a professional,
right,
actual effective offense, right? I don't know about Caleb Downs. I mean, I wouldn't be that upset with Caleb Downs in that.
I wouldn't either. Sure.
Yeah,
it's just not what we need right now. So some guys are going to be mad, but please everyone. I do mock drafts every Monday, and no matter what you do, you're going to get shit on. So
yeah, exactly. It's not the immediate hole filler. So people, but long term, nothing wrong with Caleb Downs, right? I mean, that is, as far as defenders go, I mean, probably the highest IQ coming out.
Right.
As far as football IQ, he says Jalen Tyson is probably Barry's number one as well. Never available. Yeah, why not? You gotta have somebody on IR, right? You have to fill all the roster spots. Yeah, I don't know. I think I agree with you though. I don't want a quarterback. I don't think it's the year. Even if you looked at the roster and said, okay, Dylan Gabriel can't play, Shedeur Sanders can't play, we need to go get a quarterback. I don't think this is the year. I don't think this is what you want to do. What would be the point? And maybe you're right, David. Maybe it does. Yeah.
We are in a total rebuild, man. I mean, we've been it since last year. People didn't want to hear it, but we are. So
yeah, I mean, a lot of people want to call it a retool, but man, it's so bad on offense that it doesn't even matter how good it is on defense right now. It's just really, really bad. So yeah, I don't know. I don't want a quarterback though. I don't think that's the move in the first round. I don't think it's. I don't want to take a flyer on a third round guy, especially a third round guy that has 7th round draft grades that we're going to reach on again, and we're going to trade up to get him or something. Just stop with the quarterbacks. If you're going to add somebody, add some depth and free agency. Let Shedeur Sanders develop within this offense. Give him someone to keep him upright. Ryan, you sent me a video talking about just, oh my gosh, man, some of the struggles, and you may not believe it. I mean, especially if you're not a Shedeur Sanders guy, maybe you're blind to it, or you just whatever you're whatever. Maybe you ignore it. But man, he's had some real speed bumps to try to. For him to develop into what he's developing into is amazing, given what he's dealing with. Let's get off of this. What do the Browns have to do to win today against the Cincinnati Bengals in the battle of? Oh no, it's not Ohio. Who cares? Ryan, tell me what the Browns have to do to win this game today.
Yeah, first and foremost, they have to feed the Myles Garrett sack watch for sure. I mean, let him hunt early and often. This is the biggest storyline of the game. Myles is, like you said, 22 sacks. He needs just half a sack to tie it, a sack to break it. The Bengals have the 4th worst offensive line in the NFL, and Joe Burrow tends to hold the ball quite longer than most other quarterbacks. If the Browns want momentum, pride, or anything resembling a highlight, this is it for sure. Secondly, let Shedeur Sanders play his game. Put Shedeur in a position of to succeed. He's been the starter for weeks now, and he's shown that he can operate an NFL offense when he's given the rhythm, timing, and a clean picture. That's clearly not always the case. About 50% of the time, he's being pressured. The problem is the Browns rarely give him that. The offensive line collapses instantly, so Shedeur needs a game plan built around quick throws, defined reads, and movement, rollouts, RPOs, tempo, anything that keeps him from being a stationary target. If the Browns try to run a slow developing deep drop passing game, he's going to get eaten alive. But if they let him play fast and decisive, and he can keep that offense on schedule and avoid backbreaking mistakes like that awful interception TK talked about earlier, that have haunted him this team all year, he could possibly win this game. And then thirdly and finally, force Burrow into mistakes. Joe Burrow is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but he's also been forcing throws behind that shaky offensive line for sure. The Browns need to pressure him with 4 disguised coverages, make him hesitate just long enough for Myles and company to get home. Burrow's elite when he knows what he's looking at. He's human when he does it. If the Browns can steal a possession or two, they can stay in this game.
Yeah, they gave Burrow a really hard time back at the beginning of the season, if you remember. And we talked about how it was unfortunate they outplayed the Bengals and couldn't get it done. That was when we had hope. we had some hope for the season. And by the way, real quick, David said trading down might be the move if we can find another Jacksonville deal.
I wholeheartedly agree, David.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you got to be careful who you trade with, because somebody could go 13-4 next year and really blow that. But yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. I think you have a lot of good points, David. I appreciate you watching and commenting. TK, tell me what the Browns have to do to win today.
Okay, Browns keys to victory for a win today. First and foremost, I'm going to need the secondary to drop all the way back. Joe Shiesty is not going to hesitate at all to let that thing rip. It is the last game of the year. They got to get some fireworks going somehow, just for special effects. I expect a big game from both Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Granted, Jamar Chase struggles routinely against Denzel Ward. I do believe they're going to move him around in that formation a lot. Probably, try to see if Denzel is going to travel with him. Second and foremost, for the Browns to win, Shador, cut it out with the damn hero ball. I've had enough of it. You are a very cerebral quarterback. You are talented. You can make plays when needed. If it is not there, it is not there. Do not try to make it appear. Your name is Shador Deion Sanders, not Harry Houdini, boss. You are not a magician. You won't be one soon. The Cincinnati Bengals are the magic 8 ball that no longer works. The Cleveland Browns are the 8 ball that killed Lane Staley. Let's not be that today, especially if we want to win. And last but most certainly, we're going to need some help from Myles Garrett. If we really want him to eclipse that sack record, we're going to need a little bit more from Alex Wright. Remember, he signed a 3-year extension earlier this year, cementing that he is going to be that right end across from Myles Garrett for the foreseeable future. So we're going to need a big performance out of him, Mason Graham as well. You talk about missing Carson Schlesinger in the middle of that defense. Devin Bush is going to have to step up. Mohamed Diabate is going to be called on to make a few plays due to the absence of Nathaniel Watson. Just a lot of role players going to have to step up in this one if the goal is to win today, which it shouldn't. But I know to them they don't care about draft status, and they shouldn't because that's their livelihood being tampered with as well. So,
for sure.
Those are my keys of it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, TK, let's go right back to you. Let's tell me what the Bengals have to do to win today.
You said TK or me?
I did say TK. Yeah.
Okay, for the Bengals to win, hey, listen, like I said earlier, they're going to be looking to rip the ball down the field. This offensive line has got to stay up. Offensive line definitely has to perform today. Dylan Fairchild in at that left guard position. He's been pretty decent. Obviously having to fill in for the injured. Jesus, my goodness, I forget. Sorry about that, you guys. But the offensive line is going to have to play very well today. Secondly, you got to get Chase Brown involved too. I think the Chase Brown involvement has been limited. Granted, this isn't really a running team. Like we said, the offensive line has been playing better as of late. Obviously, is still a big mystery overall. Got to get dirty to football as well. It isn't just all about Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Mm-hmm. And third and most importantly, listen, just continue to be the better team. Okay, you guys are better than the Cleveland Browns. There's no reason for them to beat you at all. They should not beat you deep. They should not beat you short. They should not be able to stop you offensively. Granted, you guys have been struggling against our defense for quite some time offensively. But just remember, you are the better team. You are at home. Execution is important.
Yeah, agreed. Ryan, tell me what the Bengals have to do to win today.
Yeah, first they got to keep Joe Burrow upright, or upright enough. The Bengals' entire game plan with one simple truth: if Joe Burrow's protected even slightly, they can win this game. The offensive line has been, like I've talked about it all day. They've been at the bottom all season, and they're facing Myles Garrett in a record-chasing mood. I mean, that's a nightmare scenario. Cincinnati doesn't need to perfect protection. They just need to keep Burrow from getting annihilated on every single play. That means quick game concepts, shotgun spacing, and getting the ball out before Myles can ruin the play. If Burrow has time to operate, even in small doses, he can carve up the Browns secondary that has been relatively inexistent and exhausted down the stretch in games. So, secondly, attack the Browns' weak offensive line. The Bengals' defense has struggled all year. But this is one matchup where they can actually dominate. I think the Browns have one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL, and Shedeur Sanders is a rookie who's been under siege for weeks. Cincinnati needs to pin their ears back and send pressure early and often, force Shedeur into quick decision, collapse his pocket, and make him feel uncomfortable. If the Bengals can generate consistent pressure, they can create turnovers, force 3-and-outs, and tilt the field in their favor. This is one area where Cincinnati can control the game, I think. And then lastly, make the Browns offense one-dimensional. With Quinshon Judkins out in the Browns run game, as a committee of, Dylan Sampson, Raheem Sanders, Travion Williams, solid players, but not great game breakers by, any chance of the imagination there. The Bengals can shut down the run early. They can force Shedeur Sanders into obvious passing situations, which is exactly where they want him to be. The Browns offense cannot survive third and long. If Cincinnati wins a win early downs, they can win this game for sure. So,
yeah, you put this Browns offense behind the chains, and they struggle mightily with the offensive line, and just the inexperience of Sanders and the hero ball. And listen, I think if you're the Bengals and Joe Burrow, you can't play yourself out of a win like the Steelers did last week. You can't worry about Myles Garrett. It sounds crazy. You can worry about him. You can definitely give him the attention that he deserves. But I don't think you can scheme to the point where your offense is so inefficient because you won't let him get into the backfield that, again, the Steelers just took themselves completely out of that game, gave themselves no chance to win. That was a really bizarre game plan, especially for a team that has playoff aspirations, but whatever. I can see it coming from the Bengals, who are eliminated, but that was really strange to me coming from the Steelers. Regardless, we are here. Let's get a score prediction. Ryan, I'm going to start with you. Who wins today, and what is the final score?
Yeah, given everything we talked about, the Browns' offensive line issues, the rookie QB behind it, the running back by committee, the Bengals' defensive struggles, Myles Garrett chasing history, this game feels like one of those weird, sloppy, end-of-the-season AFC North matchups where both teams flash, maybe both teams fail, and one or two big moments decide this game entirely. Cincinnati has the healthier roster, better quarterback, and more stable coaching staff. Cleveland has the best player in the field at any position in Myles Garrett, and a rookie QB who can make plays if he's protected for even half a second. But over 4 quarters, I think the Bengals' offensive consistency and Burrow's ability to hit explosive plays probably wins out. I'll say the score is going to be probably 24-16 Bengals.
Okay. All right, TK, what do you think?
I'm going to go Cincinnati 20, Cleveland 17 on this one.
Okay. All right. Pretty close. I listen, I think the Bengals score a few points against this defense. I think they finally figure it out a little bit. Not a ton, but I'm going to say, Bengals 24-17, 27-17, somewhere around there. I think I'm right, kind of around the same range that you guys are. Unfortunately, I think the Browns, maybe fortunately for the draft, but it's just whatever. No feel-good story going into the offseason. I think it's fortunate that they're going to lose. We don't want to feel good. We want to have a better draft pick, right? That's what we want. Listen, thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you. We've got almost 300 of you in here watching live. We really, really appreciate it. We've appreciated you all season.
Definitely.
Been with us, despite the fact that the Browns are terrible. They're awful. They're terrible. It'll get better. Hang in with us. We'll give you a reason to watch. We're entertaining, I think. We're kind of fun. But again, we'll be with you all through the playoffs, all through, until the Super Bowl at least, and then we'll find something to do when that happens. But excuse me. Thank you guys so much. Thanks to Anthony Alford for Double A's takes all throughout the season. Thanks to Peter Tellup. Thanks to LPV Productions. And most importantly, thank you to you guys. Thanks to our families. I think it's important to, my wife sacrifices a lot. She's down there keeping the kids at bay. So this can somewhat sound nice for you guys. So do you guys have anybody you want to thank before we get out of here?
Browns just fumbled on their 30, by the way. So starting off good.
That's nice.
Yeah, I want to thank
fumbling on the 30.
Yeah, I want to thank Inside Edge Network, Peter Telp, awesome guy. Double A as well, working hard. You guys, Chad, TK, I didn't know you before the show, but this has been one of the best experiences of the year. It's so much fun getting to know you guys and talk, football in general, even though, it's kind of hard every week talking about the same awful team, but nonetheless, we hopefully made it interesting and exciting for you guys week after week. Thank you for my wife to watching my kids right now while I do this. And, I spent about 8 to 10 hours prepping for this show specifically each week, so thank you for allowing me to do that as well. So yeah, my wife puts up with a lot, just in general with me, but yes, for this show my wife puts up with a lot. TK, what do you think, man? Who you got?
First and foremost, I want to thank you guys for making this show an easy transition for me. Granted, I can show my ass a little bit on this show. You guys definitely do a great job of sticking with me and making sure I don't go too far off the rails. Definitely have a lot of wonderful family and friends to thank as well. Definitely love to thank my mother and father for putting up with me so much. Definitely my younger brother as well. My younger brother, Chris, love you to death. Big thank you to Alfred for hitting me up to do this job. I definitely appreciate it. Definitely one of the things that I love to do is talk sports, and to be able to talk sports with people like yourself has definitely been an experience, and I have enjoyed it.
Yeah, I am thankful to have met you guys. Like you said, Ryan, we didn't know each other before the show started. We had no basic of what each other were about, how to work with each other. I think we've done a fantastic job. I think you guys have done great. This is my favorite thing that's happened to me. Other than family stuff, this is my favorite thing that happened to me in 2025. Hope to keep it rolling for a long time, not just 2026. So thank you guys for making this show so much fun every week. I appreciate you guys. You guys do a fantastic job. I literally text you guys a few topics and you bring the show to life. So that's amazing. But we're going to get out of here. Go enjoy watching the Browns turn the ball over all day, whatever. And then, like I said, at least there's some real football on after the Browns and Bengals play. So we've got that going for us. But again, appreciate you guys so much. We will see you next week for the first week of the playoffs. We'll have the playoffs. We'll have the playoff version of the Inside Edge Network. Well, it won't be the Cleveland Browns, but it'll be the NFL pregame show for the playoffs. So we'll still have fun with that. Please tune in for that. We'll promise we'll make it entertaining. We'll have some fun. Until then, go watch some football. We'll see you guys. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you.